So if you followed the channel for a while, you may have seen this guy before. He used to be baby awesome. Then he was toddler awesome. What are you today? Just kind of awesome. Kid awesome. I don't know. But what are we doing today?
I'm building the camper.
Yeah, so somebody went to the RV show the other day and they wanted an RV. Turns out their parents don't give them allowance, so they couldn't afford one. So instead, we're gonna make one. And we do have a conceptual design right here. What's in there? What did you make in there?
I made an oven, a sink, a ladder and bunk beds, and toilet.
Well, unfortunately, this camper is not gonna have probably most of that, but it will have bunk beds, right?
Yeah, and we'll have stoppers and wheels.
Yeah, we don't want it to roll away.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, what's the first part? We're gonna make a frame, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna start with the base. We're just gonna be using 2x4s for a good portion of this, and it will evolve from there. And look at that wood. So first we gotta figure out how big to make your frame. How big is your camper?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know?
2 buses wide.
What? That's not a unit of measurement. You wanna be able to pull this behind your go-kart, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then we can't make it too big, but I think maybe about 4 feet wide. So then we could have a bunk bed, maybe like 2 feet wide, maybe 2.5 feet wide, and then you'd have a little room on the side. Okay, and then 6 feet long.
What, you have 2?
What? Yeah, 2 tape measures, because you always lose one. And then you can never find it again until you find it. Oh no. Let's make a box, basically, and then we'll put some joists or stringers or whatever you want to call them, maybe every 1.5 feet. How's that sound? Safety glasses?
Oh, this one?
Sure. Where do you put the marker? Well, you just throw it somewhere and you lose it because you never know where they are.
Yeah.
Perfect. We'll never find that again. Are you power tool certified?
What's that?
I don't know. You want to use a saw? Look at that. Your first power tool. Time to throw the marker again. We're never see that marker again.
Yeah.
All right, yep, line it up.
As I was saying, do you mind that?
No, I don't mind. So one thing we're gonna do though is if you screw too close to the end of plywood, it could split, or not plywood, 2x4s. So we're gonna drill some holes first and then we'll put the screws in. Nice, a little bit more. Okay, cool. That's it, good job. The marker? Yeah, you threw it and now we don't know where it is. You know where it is? Okay, grab that.
Looks like a wall.
It looks like a wall? No, sir, that's the floor. So we got your base of the camper made, your frame, right? So now we need to make a floor. So we're gonna measure that, whatever that was, I forgot.
Why is there tires right there?
Tires? Which tires? Oh, those are your tires. Those are the tires for the camper.
But we're only going to have 2?
Yeah, only 2 tires. It's a trailer.
Oh yeah, we can pull it.
Yeah, pull it. Yeah, with your go-kart. Yeah, so these are tires off of my side-by-side, the old tires, and here's a life lesson for you, little dude awesome. If you have something you think you might use years later, go ahead and save it, because years later, we're gonna be using these tires. They've been in storage for like 5 years, but I thought I might need them one day, so now, today is the day. Their day has finally come. So, the way this is gonna work, we have actually, I couldn't find hubs for Polaris wheels and tires, so this is like an ATV hub, and then we have...
How's it going to stand up?
Oh, you'll see, because we're gonna use these adapters to go from those hubs to those wheels, and then we're gonna make... What? Where are you going?
Hello, I'm going to go back here.
Then we're gonna use this.
Here's
Hey,
some wood.
hey, this is gonna be your trailer tongue. Yes, but we're actually, so this is the part, I think you might make the internet mad. We're gonna weld a little bit, and when you weld, people say, that's not DIY. Except you know what? You know what DIY stands for?
Why?
It stands for do it yourself.
No!
Yes, it does.
No!
But guess what? We're gonna do it ourselves. We're gonna weld ourselves. I think you might even weld.
No!
Yeah, so we're gonna turn this piece of steel into an axle for those hubs, and we're gonna turn this piece of steel, which I think is actually left over from the original camper, like our big camper outside, and we're gonna turn that into a trailer tongue.
No!
We are. We're gonna do it yourselves.
No! No!
Yeah, so that's our goal right now. Let's cut some wood, get that on the platform, and then make this thing roll.
What's wrong, Emma?
Where are you going? Apparently he has other obligations. not camper obligations. Okay, you ever heard the saying, measure twice, cut once?
No.
It means you measure twice, and then theoretically, you only have to cut your board once because you measured correctly because you did it 2 times. But around here, you know what we do?
What?
We measure like 5 times and we cut like 5 times because we get it wrong every time. What was that number? 47?
Yeah. 48.
Right. 48. Yeah, let's just pick a number and then we'll cut. Can you lift yours up there? You need help? You got it? All right, cool. Just like, oh yeah, just like that. So we're gonna screw this down, but before we do that, we're gonna put some glue on it. That way it'll hold it really good. So this is PL Premium. It's a construction adhesive, and we're gonna put that all along the frame, and then we'll put the plywood back on and we'll screw it down and it'll be like super strong. And we'll get it close to where it goes and drop it. Okay, good job. That's pretty good. You wanna make it roll?
Yeah.
All right, so the way this is gonna work, we got hubs off Amazon. I'll link to everything we're using today in the description, but the way these work is these need to go into something. If you're doing this, so my original idea for this was like do it on the cheap out of like spare parts I already had, and it kind of spiraled out of control really fast. So yeah, I ordered hubs. We're gonna use those to adapt to the Polaris wheels. And these, they need to weld into something. So we've got this piece of square tube right here. If you didn't want to weld or couldn't weld, you could just get like... Pickle? What? You get like some dolly wheels or something and just throw a bolt through the 2x4s and you'd have a rolling platform and a pickle. But we're gonna make like a legit axle. It's not gonna have springs because hey, kid camper, but it will have like a legit axle. And then yeah, the tongue, again, you could use just like a 2x4, throw some bolts through the tongue thing right there. You could dance on your new platform, your floor. It's sturdy, right? But we're gonna give him his first welding lesson right about now. All right, so the first step of getting your wheels on, we need to mock these up. So we need to see how thick those wheels are. We need to bolt them up to these, and then...
Dick? Okay, I can rub this pickle into Dick.
What? This is the oddest working environment.
This way?
Woo! Oh, hold on. Okay, the wheel goes in there, and then we need to measure. We're measuring again. Ready to measure?
Yeah, for 38 pounds.
Okay. Put it on here. That's theoretically an axle.
And let's see what's a grinder.
The grinder? What are you talking about? The way it works though, you take this, it's called a ground clamp, clip it onto whatever you're gonna weld, and you take this, we'll put on a helmet and stuff in a second, but all you do is you put it wherever you wanna weld, and you just pull the trigger and it welds. So we'll get you to tack these into place, and then I'll take them off and I'll fully weld them out. All right, hey, come here. Put this up. 1/1000 and let go. Ready? Hang on, hang on. Okay, when you're ready.
Is it right there?
Right there.
1,000.
Good job. Hey, guess what?
What?
You just welded. Kind of looks like a truck. It looks like a trailer.
It's like a truck. Well, can you pick this up? Why?
Yeah, pick it up.
Is it light?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. So let a kid can pick it up. All right. So next part is we need to make this attached to there. The thing is, I think the tongue of your trailer is a little long. I didn't cut the metal. I just left it however long it was. I think we might want to shorten it. But we're gonna need room for the battery. So this is the box your battery's gonna go in. We'll probably put that like right there. But I'm thinking maybe we make the trailer tongue like that long, so it's a little bit shorter. You ever used a bandsaw before? We're gonna cut the metal with this. You ready? All right, you pull the trigger. There you go.
Then what is metal made out of?
metal. So whenever you drill metal, you put oil on it. That way it doesn't make your drill bit too hot and make it dull. So we're gonna put some oil on there, and we're gonna drill the holes that you marked. And if they're in the right spot, then the bolts will go in. If they're in the wrong spot, then we're gonna have to fix it. That one's the same way. Here, put it through. You want to build the bunk bed part next?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, so we're gonna use plywood to skin the outside of this, but I do want to get like the bunk bed part built first because it's gonna be big and bulky. It'll be easier to do without walls on. And it's also gonna help support the walls. So let's build that. Time to show the marker? All right, so we'll never see it again.
I'm gonna go up and
Okay, don't hit the car. And we'll never saw it again.
one more time.
Nice. We'll never find that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then can you lay down there? Is that like a good size for the bed?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the mattress will go over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Even though it's not comfy.
Well, it's not comfy right now. We'll make it comfy. It's not a couch, it's a bed.
It looks like a couch.
It's a bed.
Couch.
No, watch this. It's a bed. So right now it's pretty wobbly, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna screw it to the wall of the camper, and that'll make it strong side to side, and then these will hold your weight up and bunk bed. Yeah, so that'd be like the bottom bunk. We'll put a mattress down there, and then the top bunk will be up there.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Good.
All right. Cool. But you know what we gotta do next? We gotta take it apart and paint it before we get too far. We gotta paint the frame so it doesn't rust. We gotta paint the floor because we're gonna start adding stuff on. We gotta paint it. We can't paint just yet. We gotta take it apart. So we're gonna paint the frame and the floor a different color. So we gotta take all this stuff off and get it apart so we can paint it. That's like the worst part of building something. You put it all together, you gotta take it back apart. And then we'll put it together again. It'll be fun.
But do we have to take this off?
No, that can stay on.
Oh. We have to take the wheels off.
Yep. Oops, came off. Good job. That's what we want to happen. We also have to sand it before we paint it. So we're gonna take this as a sander. You're gonna turn it on. And go like that. That way you don't get any splinters when you go camping it. Cool?
Okay. It makes it
All right, switches right there.
I want to use it.
Okay, after Ethan. So, like that. You ready? Hold the top of it. Hold the top of it. Yeah, okay. There you go. I can do it? You want me to do the work?
You can both do it. Both do the work?
We both do the work and he just sits over there and swings? Is that how we're running this operation?
Yeah.
Alright, so this is the same paint we use on our house. It's made for being outside, so it should be good for a camper. Did you just hit the tree? Did you have an accident?
Yeah.
Did you hit the tree?
Yeah. She did. She hit the tree. Do not bump into me, or I want to roll your car away. No.
There you go. Ethan,
No.
go forwards. Forwards.
Penny car.
Paint your car real quick. Oh, that's a lot of paint, Emma. That's a lot of paint. Use less paint, okay? Where are you going with it? We're not done yet. So my helper is inside playing Go Fish. I was like, hey, you want to cut out the profile of your camper? And he was like, how about we play Go Fish? He's going to come help in a second after he wins Go Fish. So this is a, what is this, 4x8 sheet of plywood. It's a 1/2 inch thick on the real camper that I made. I mean, I say real camper, it's still homemade. But these walls, I used 3/4 inch plywood And then I kind of hollowed it out to make like a skeleton, filled that with foam, and then it's got an 1/8 inch plywood on either side of that underneath the aluminum. So those have, this one has 1 inch thick walls with insulation in it. But Kid Camper, we're just going cheap and easy, 1/2 inch plywood, should be fine. All right, so that's where your window's gonna go. This is gonna be your door. Now we gotta cut it out.
With what?
Saw, you know.
What saw?
Jigsaw. So this saw, you can't just like put it into the wood, right? You know how you get it started? Drill a hole. And then you put your blade in. Start cutting. Cool? Good job. That was it. Perfect. Alright. Cool. That's your door. There you go. Go trace that window, and then the window, we'll cut that out for the other side, and they'll be in the exact same spot on the other side. This is gonna be your bunk bed, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna glue it and screw it to here, and then we'll be able to take this side and put it on the trailer, and it should be able to bolt down, screw down, glue down, whatever.
Oh!
Yeah?
And it, Daddy, it doesn't hit the...
No.
It doesn't hit that.
Somebody would say that I measured where that window should go, so it didn't hit the bunk bed. Is that impressive? Like I actually measured right for once?
No.
What?
That's not
Be impressed.
No.
Now we're gonna put this on there, and we're gonna put some nails in it too. How about that?
Now kind of push it down.
See this is the gun right here? There's a little nail gun. I'm gonna put some little nails all in it, and that'll hold it as a clamp, and then it should dry and be super strong. Hold it for a second, and it winds up, and then and then you pull the trigger. Ready? So you hold it, winds up. That's got a nail in, that'll hold it just like a clamp. Cool?
It makes a sound.
Yeah.
Put it in there and hammer it down.
Yeah, and why are we having to do that?
Because we put it the wrong way.
We put it in the wrong spot. We're supposed to leave an inch gap at the bottom for the floor, the wall to overlap the floor, so water doesn't come in, and I did it wrong. You think I have to drink a pickle beer?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm getting a pickle beer.
You just get a pickle beer on the pickle beer machine?
Yeah. Did you get it?
I undid it. Yeah, the glue wasn't dry yet. I fully intended on starting this as like a kids video, but it's not there anymore. Yeah. When we fail at something, we drink a pickle beer unless we're under 21, and then we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of us looked out on that. It's not very good. Don't worry, you're not missing anything. So salty. All right, yeah, we gotta pick that up and move it. Up 1 inch, 1 inch.
Bound. Bound.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. Got it.
You got it? Oh, your sunglasses got stuck in there.
Ah!
Quick, get them out. Okay, good.
My sunglasses got glue on now. Guys, this is bad. I have glue on my sunglasses.
Yeah. You know, whenever you go to sleep every night, a lot of times I'll come out here and I'll do things like paint your camper.
But you didn't do this side.
Yeah, that's because there's going to be a wall there and you'll never see it. And it's better to glue wood to wood than it is wood to paint to wood. So we left it blank. Yeah, so that part is painted. This part over here is painted too. And then this is your door. Remember that part that we cut out and we saved?
Yeah.
Made it into a door. These are called 1x2s. It's kind of
1x2.
Yeah, but it's a scam because it's really 3/4 by 1.5. It's a wood industry scam. You'll learn about that later.
So, what are you going to put on?
So I put a board on the bottom here, so that spaces us off 1 inch off the bottom, just like the other side. Theoretically, if I did it right this time. And then we can take this side, put some glue on it, put it up there. We can screw down through there, And then I got a hinge we can put your door on. And then these things right here, these go in between the walls like that. And then we'll glue those on and nail them too.
What do they do?
They hold the walls together, keep them from flopping apart, and provide support in case anything, I don't know, falls on the roof. Oh!
Oh, that is not good at that.
I guess I'm not good at that.
Now, let's...
That looks about right. It's right there. What?
Yeah.
I may have just realized we have a big problem. We measured the door. We were gonna make it 24 by 36 and it was just gonna be up here. I didn't realize that the wheel's in the way of the door. That won't open and close with the wheel in the way, will it?
Yeah.
No, it won't. Dang it. Oh, that's some rework. Man. Man. Is that hilarious?
Daddy gets, since Daddy messed up really bad, he gets 2 pickle beers.
What? No. No.
Daddy gets to get...
Oh my gosh.
Daddy
That was
messed up really bad.
that was a pretty good screw up, so.
So now what will we do?
Well, now I guess you gotta open this. Oh. I didn't get it on you, did I?
I did not get wet. Did you get wet?
Yeah, I got a little wet. You got the truck too. Oh. This kid's camper is killing me, man. Oh. It's just original pickle beer, but it's so bad. These are not good. They're not good. What are we gonna do about that?
I don't know.
I think we move the wheel. So I just had an idea, which is gonna be, I think, way easier than moving the wheel, which means we have to cut apart the frame, move everything. Y'all ever seen the back door of a Jeep? It's just got like a little angle right there. Like I already made the door and stuff, but it's just the side that closes. So I could do another piece right here and then cut that triangle out of the door, glue it back on there. No one will ever know. Nobody has to know. Okay, good. All right, here, do one up here. Look at that. Now nobody has to know, especially not mommy. Did you already see it?
Yeah, so
I fixed it?
you
Yeah.
put it down there.
You got a magnet?
Magnet.
Yep. And holds the door closed?
No.
Oh, you gotta go in that way? All right.
Let me do this. This is so hard.
It's a pretty good magnet, huh? Yeah. So we recess the magnet into the door frame so it doesn't stick out. And we put a steel plate right here. And what does magnet stick to?
Plate.
Steel. Yeah, metal. So yeah, it closes. But the next step is we need a handle. Guess what? The Amazon man brought you some handles. You put those on?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Why do we have 2?
One for the outside, one for the inside, so you can pull the door closed. Oh, hey, you know what we're gonna do too?
What?
We're gonna put a magnet on this side over here, on the opposite side of the door. That way, whenever you open the door will stay open. We just haven't done it yet. But we'll do that. I know, but that's because you're inside. So you got your outside handle, and you're down low. All right, pull that. Okay, now go inside. Now pull your door closer from the inside. That's why it's taller. Nice. All right, you're gonna put in your fan next. Did you know you were getting a fan?
What say?
Your fan. You gonna put in your fan?
Yeah.
All right, so this is a roof fan. It's not the fanciest roof fan, but it'll work. And so this goes up on the roof. Thing is, we need to put in some more of these roof spars to hold it up in the middle of nowhere, up there. So I've already made some measurements. Let's put in some bars and then we can put this guy in.
What's gonna be the fan switch?
Well, there's one right here.
I want to
But then-
reach it. Oh yeah, I can reach it.
You can reach it, but also, hang on, I'll show you. So I found this on the internet, and it is a little pre-wired switch box. If I can get it out. And so all you have to do is you hook up power to it. That's the red and the black. And then the white wire's coming out. That's the power to 2 things that you want to power. So we're gonna have one switch for the fan, one switch for the lights, and then this is to charge all of your child accessories. Sound good? It's also got a voltmeter on it. You know what a voltmeter is?
No.
Nah, me either. And so these are the lights. They're called LEDs. You know what that stands for?
No.
Me either. It stands for light emitting diode. They come on a long strip and you just kind of tape them to something. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this big strip of wood right here. I've already cut it out. We're going to put this about right there. And then we'll put the LEDs on top of the wood strip. That way the lights shine up on the ceiling and then down and then not in your face. And then you'll have light all in your camper.
Three fans.
No, just this one fan.
You want to have three spaces.
Can you hold it right about where the mark is right there? Oh no. I'm not working on the camper without you. I might be working on the camper without you. Yeah, Mommy said you were going to get ice cream, so I figured I'd get started without you. You want to see what we got? So, they will step on them, they're wet. So this is going to be your table in the back. Those are going to be the bottom of the top bunk bed that you sleep on. And then this is going to be the inside of the roof. And I wanted to go ahead and paint it before we put it on, so that way you don't have to paint upside down because that gets super messy. So whenever this stuff dries, we can start putting it in there. Oh, and I did put one board on the front because you know how I was saying the beams on the roof spars, straighten the sides up as you put them on. I needed it to be more square, so I knew exactly how to cut all the panels for the side. So put one of those on, framed out a little bit more. So your table's gonna go back here. So we can just start putting that stuff on. And, oh, I had an idea. I was thinking these things, you wanna paint them the darker color of the floor, that way they kind of stand out. Yeah? Okay, cool. We'll do that. Oh no! You almost glued yourself to your camper. Okay, let's get that off. How was it down there on the bottom? Got enough room? Yeah?
Good.
Okay.
It looks like a dark cave in here.
It is a dark cave in there.
Not a ladder.
What ladder?
I thought that right there was a ladder.
Oh no, that's where the fan goes. We gotta cut that hole out. Is it looking more like a camper?
Can I get in it?
Yeah. Do you fit? Pretty much. Okay. So it's getting there. There's supposed to be a hinge coming today for the back hatch. And then there's a few other things to do, and then we should be ready to paint the outside. Okay, so this is the rudder. And on the bottom there, that's the bearing. So it's called a bottom bearing bit. And what that is gonna do is it's gonna trace the hole or the frame that we put in the ceiling for the fan. And it's gonna cut right above the bearing, right? See those blades right there? It's gonna cut all the plywood off that we don't want. And then we'll have a fan shaped hole. But first, we need to drill a hole in there so we can get the router in. You wanna drill a hole?
No.
What? You don't wanna drill the hole? You're not gonna do the work?
You do it.
This is your camper. You do it.
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 Do it. Do it.
You do it.
You do it.
Why are you wearing pajamas? We're working in here. Just like that. You got a fan-shaped hole, dude. And there's a mess. Who made a mess in your camper?
You made it.
I didn't make it. Okay, so these are the lights we're gonna use for your camper. They're LED lights, and they have this little remote, and so you can change the color to
And you
whatever
can
color.
run it away and jump out the window
Okay.
with
Look at that. You can make your camper do that if you want. Cool. But so what we're gonna do? They're sticky on the back. We're gonna put them up here behind this little angly thing that we made.
So you have 60.
Well, they're not sticky yet. You gotta pull the thing off, and so that way they'll shine up and bounce off the ceiling, and they won't be too bright in your eyes, right? So we got to stick those up there, but then the problem is right now they're plugged into an extension cord, right? And we don't want to have to do that. We're going to run them off battery. So what we're going to do, this adapter takes it from house power down to 12 volts. And so we're gonna cut this right here, and your camper battery is 12 volts, and then we'll just wire this into your switch to your battery, okay? That way you don't have to plug in your extension cord, and we can run off the battery. Clear as mud?
No.
Okay, so you wanna peel this off and stick those up there? Okay, and then when you get to the end, what you do, there's little cut lines on here. It tells you where to cut, and you just cut the LEDs right where you need them to end. So that's all over there now, and they still work. So peel that off, and we're done.
Yeah.
They're gonna shine like that. Cool?
Can I have it?
There you go. Purple. Orange-ish. Red. All the colors you can think of. Okay, so these are stabilizer jacks, and the way they work is they mount up underneath the camper. These are the same ones we have on our camper. And then underneath the camper, right, you pull them out. If I can pull them out, they swing down, and then they extend to stabilize your camper. So we need to screw these underneath the camper. The thing is, our floor isn't really thick enough. It's only 1/2 inch thick. So I got some pieces to add another 1/2 inch. So we'll have a 1 inch thick spot where these mount. Screw them in underneath the camper with these. These are called lag screws. They're like really coarse threaded screws with a nut head, so you can screw them down real tight. And then theoretically, we'll put 4 of those on, 1 in each corner, and then your camper will not go anywhere.
Then it will go anywhere.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you going in? Going under? All right, go do work. Then you swing it down. Lock into place. Pull it till it locks. Okay, that's locked. Okay, and then you push this lever. There you go. They're stabilized. All right, so this is your switch box, right? And these white wires coming out, these are the power from your switches. So we need to hook the positive wire from your switch up to the positive wire for the LED controller. So the way we're gonna do that, we got these little, these are called solder connectors, heat shrink solder connectors. We're gonna hook it up to this. And so the way this works is you just put it on your wire, get both wires in there, and we're gonna take the heat gun. It's a really hot hair dryer. We're gonna put it around the wire. We're gonna heat it up, and it's gonna shrink the wire and solder it together at the same time. You wanna come do it? Okay. So it's gonna get hot, and it's gonna start to melt. You see that? It's starting to melt.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the middle, you see that silver part in the middle? Remember that silver part in the middle melts, that means we're done. Wait for it. There you go, you see that silver part starting to come out?
Yeah.
All right, that means we're done. Now it's all, see look, it's soldered together. It's gonna stay together. And now that's your electrical connection. Cool? So we'll take our controller. Now we can, still gotta hook up the negative wire, but we'll do that later because we got more negative wires to hook up. We'll plug that in. We'll put this, stick it to the back of there or something. And then you got your wires coming out for your LEDs. And this is your remote sensor, so we'll stick that somewhere over there. So these, on the fan, we're gonna have to take it back out again to paint it, right? So we're gonna use these. These are quick disconnect connectors. And the way they work is you take your wire, and we're going to
twist it up.
Yep, twist it up to make it straight. Put this over the wire. Then we use these are crimpers. You take them and you crimp down on the terminal. And then we can just plug it into our fan whenever it's time to install it. And then to take it out to paint it, you just unplug it and you take it back out and it works. Cool. Nice. We're not gonna screw it down just yet, we'll screw it down after we paint it.
What is that?
So this is called wire loom. It's basically just some fabric material, and you wrap it around your wires to make them look prettier, I guess. And then we have zip ties with holes in them. We put screws through them. So we're gonna zip tie the wires up to the ceiling, and we're gonna use wire loom on your wires to make it look all nice and clean. Okay, so everything's wired up in here, but before we do the final install, all tidying up all the wires and stuff, we want to test it. And the reason we want to test it is if something doesn't work, it would be better to find out now before we go and get all the wires in the right places and then have to rip them all out. So we're just real quick gonna hook this up to the battery. Okay, so we're just gonna wrap these around. I'll put a fuse on them later, But for now, we're just gonna see if this works. Well, it's kind of sparking. That means something's happening. Let's go look. Oh, look, you got lights, you got voltage. Look at that. So this number here, this is the voltage of your battery. So your battery has 12.6, 12.7 volts, something like that. So theoretically, if we hit that switch, your light should turn on. And if we hit that switch, oh wait, no, your lights aren't plugged in. Hang on, let's plug in your lights. So that should be the lights, but nothing is happening. All right, let's figure that out. Try the other one. Fan works. Oh, we gotta put the handle on that. Hang on. Hey, look, they're on. Are these ones on? Okay, yeah, so we put more lights over here too because it wasn't bright enough. It was the remote. I had to press the button for the remote to turn them on. So usually when you turn them off, they should just turn back on, but I think, try it again. Okay, yeah, it was because they were disconnected from power for so long that they just turned off, I guess. Or maybe we turned them off, I don't remember. But anyway, those should work now. You turned them off? Well, that's why. Yeah, try again. Yeah, that works, cool, hang on. Look at that, you got light on both sides now. Yeah, let me find the crank for that so we can open it. Hang on. Did you crank that open?
Yeah.
And then you got on top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do it up there.
So it's got a little hand crank and that's how.
Hey!
Hey. Hello?
Thank you!
There you are. Are you painting yourself in? You gonna be able to get to that corner? Good luck. Don't step on the paint. You about done up there?
Yeah.
Good job.
Are you about done down there?
Mostly. The front and the other side are done. This side, still working on, but we're getting there. We'll be done here in a minute. And then when this dries, we'll put another coat on, so that way it's sealed better, more better. Right?
Is it going to be smoother?
It'll be kind of like this, kind of textured. That way it helps hide like any imperfections that are in the wood or the workmanship, you know? So I've started putting things back together. So you see your doors? Yeah, the back's done, your door's on. So, well, it's not done yet. We got more to do, but it fits. It's got, well, the paint's a little wet still. It's got a magnet there, just like your door, to hold the hatch closed whenever it's closed. But we need to put some gas struts on there to hold the top up. And then we need to put
Handle?
yeah, a handle right there so you can open it up. We got one of those, just need to do it. We can put your fan in for final install. That's ready to go in. And then over here, you gonna check this out? These are your bunk bed rails, so we can put those up so you won't fall out of the top bunk. Is that super exciting, or is the candy more exciting? Candy, okay. Here, just like that, okay? And then you hold that end even with the bottom. So this stuff, it's called OSI Quad. It's a sealant. It's kind of like silicone. You know what silicone is? No? Well, maybe one day some girl will teach you about silicone. But until then, we're using this. And this is going to make it so whenever we put the fan up here, if it rains, no rain is going to get in past the fan or through all the screws that we're about to put in here. It takes a lot of screws.
I need 28 of them.
28? I don't know if we have that many. You know how you keep asking if we're going to run out of screws? We may have just run out. What you got? Ice cream? So you see what I did? Put the battery box on. Just a little bit of wiring left to do there. We now have a magnet right there. So whenever you open the door, it will hold it and not let the wind blow it closed.
Can I do the mattress?
Yep. So yeah, I got the last of your bunk bed railing on there. Just had to make a little notch out for that, and we can go ahead and put your bunk beds in. Oh, and we got the other window too. Hey, these are actually pretty cool. So the windows open and close, and then the screens, well, I can't do it. Oh yeah, I can. The screen's open too, if you want to like put, I don't know, juice boxes through there or something. Oh yeah, let's do the top first.
I'm not ready yet.
You're not ready yet? Okay, tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
You're ready? Are you sleeping?
Uh-huh.
Ethan, are you sleeping?
I turned the regular lights on.
Yep. How's that? Okay, bye. See y'all later. Yes. So your mattresses are 2 feet wide by 6 feet long, which is actually large enough for an adult to sleep in here if they wanted to. But this is kid camper, right?
Yeah. Kid camper. And no grown-ups can come in here.
No grown-ups?
No. Grown-ups only can sleep upstairs.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, this is like a little mesh pocket. This is actually left over from whenever Uncle Alan and I made an Xterra into a camper. Did you know we did that? No, well we did. Well, this is left over. I got another one too, so I was thinking we could put one up top on the top bunk and one down for the bottom bunk, and you guys can put like your water bottles in there or whatever you need to.
Yeah.
And I have a spot for all your camping snacks or whatever.
What is that red thing?
The red thing? Well, first off, are your batteries all done now? So the wire goes up there, there's a fuse in there, that's all contained. The box is bolted down, so your battery's not gonna go anywhere. And then in here, yeah. You remember whenever we plugged the battery in, all those lights turned on? You don't want those on all the time when your camper's off, so that red thing right there is a battery switch. And so you turn it to green right there, and then it turns on your battery and all your stuff. So now it works.
To
And you-
red,
if you-
it doesn't work.
Yep, now all the power's off and it won't drain your battery.
Oh, you put the things in.
Well, on the back, yeah, so the gas struts are in now, so it holds it up. I also added some stiffeners. The plywood was kind of bending a little bit, so these help hold it straight.
Daddy?
Yeah, so I have another handle, but I don't know if you'll be able to reach that. We might need to put like a rope or something on it, so I'll put that on too later.
Yeah, but I cannot.
Yeah, so we'll get you a rope or something, and then you just close it just like that. And the magnet holds it closed. Cool? So the last part, well, we still need to paint it, or do designs, but the last part of the equation is this right here. So this is your trailer hitch mount. It's kind of what I came up with. So the way this works is there are some existing bolts coming off your transmission selector thing. So we're gonna use those. We slide up over those, put some nuts on the bottom. And then we've got some more bolts that go through those plates that we made. And then your trailer hitch, or your hitch ball, is gonna go in there, but I gotta paint it before we put all that together. And then, theoretically, you should be able to tow your camper with your go-kart. Hey, now that it's pretty much done, do you wanna do a montage where we finish decorating it and go camping?
Yeah.
Do you know what a montage is?
No.
Well, you're about to find out.
Let's go. Yeah. Hi. I think there's no grown.
Okay. All right, stop. Kill it.
no grown-ups.
No grown-ups. Oh, sorry. Sorry, no grown-ups. No grown-ups.
Let's go to sleeping.
Hey, are y'all sleeping in here tonight?
Yeah. Yep. I said no grown-ups. Close the door.
What? Hey.
I
Hey.
said no grown-ups. Close the door.
Do you like the camper?
Yeah, but no grown-ups. Close the door.
Okay, sorry. No grown-ups. Close the door. Gosh. No grown-ups. But what about dogs?
Yeah, dogs too.
Oh, dogs are allowed apparently. So this is a canteen, and this was Granddad's camping kit. It's like pans and stuff in there. Is that pretty cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna call the camper a success. They like it. I like the fact that they're gonna sleep in here tonight and not come up the stairs every 5 minutes to wake me up. The thing is though, they may need life jackets to sleep in there tonight, so we probably move to the front yard. But overall, I think it came out really well. In fact, so well, if you extended this or raised it by like a foot, extended it by like a foot or two, you'd have like a real camper. Maybe do some insulation, do some more waterproofing, skin it in something. But this thing is basically almost a legitimate camper, except for the tires. You probably want a real frame. Yes, the go-kart does really tow it. The tongue weight on this thing is approximately the weight of one battery. I kind of messed up. Yeah, I was trying to follow the 60-40 rule, so you want 60% of your trailer in front of the axle and 40% behind, but then we added this kick out here and it added weight behind, so it's super light in the front, but then we added the battery, it weights it back down and it tows just fine behind a go-kart, clearly. But they are enjoying it clearly for, you know, at least today until it loses its luster effect. But I think we did a good job. Didn't break the bank, so I spent a little bit more than I wanted to. I was trying to use old materials at first, you know, like leftover 2x4s and stuff, and as we got into it, I was like, I'm not just gonna build like a piece of junk. So we did spend about $700, but I mean, it's almost a real camper. Like add a real axle, a real frame, and you could have yourself a itty-bitty kid-sized camper for really not too much. And if you like this camper, make sure you hit subscribe, because after the RX-7 is done and some house projects are done, we're building a bigger camper, like a real adult camper, like bigger than the small teardrop we have. It's gonna be about twice that size, so it's coming. So that's it for today, and until next time, goodbye.
I forgot to go in the cat bear.
All right.
And I'm gonna tell you guys something. If you guys get scared and want to come back inside, we'll leave the light on and you can come back inside, okay?
Okay.
All right? You just come in the house.
Okay. We will be kids.
All right, y'all really sleeping out here?
Oh, I think so. What?
Okay.
This is a part of the cat bear.
Yeah, we moved it over here.
Ow.
All right, you guys ready for bed?
Uh-huh. I think so.
Okay, you got your Halloween pajamas on in spring?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you got all the stuffies in the world?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna close the door. All right, good night.
Good night. Good night, baby.
I love it when a plan comes together. They're sleeping in there. So last night, the small one got scared and came inside. The slightly larger one stayed outside and slept in the camper all night. They're both back in there now, though.
No, Dad. No, don't.
What?
I'm not ready.
You're not ready?
No.
Oh. Hey, good morning. How was it in here?
Huh?
You slept in here all night?
No, I went to sleep too.
Well, you came inside, but you stayed out here. How was it? Warm enough? Cozy enough?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, close the door now.
Oh, you guys are gonna play in here now?
At night.
Okay, night night.
Night.